12 is Street Band, Sophie Doyle.
Sophie Doyle will ride number 12, Street Band, for trainer Larry Jones, the Fairgrounds Oaks winner. Larry Jones is a three-time Kentucky Oaks winner. He last won in 2015 with Lovely Maria. That's Street Band, Sophie Doyle.
I don't think the odds are that surprising. The 12 hole, my jockey says we're good. I've got her here close. She says we're going to be just fine. When she saw everybody else drawing us, she's already got her game plan fixed out. So I feel pretty good now. And yeah, we was hoping for somewhere in the middle of the pack, or in the middle of the gate. But this right here, we're not going to be in the gate for long, and we're good. We're good from out here. But we got a long run in the first turn here, going a mile 8.
Plenty of time to get in position and everything. You won 3 Kentucky Oaks, but this one you've owned and bred and trained. Yeah. It's a little bit different. Talk about that.
Well, it is. It may be the wrong Jones owning this one. The other 3 have all been for cousin Brary Jones. So this might be the wrong Jones ownership on this one. But no, it's good. Hey, this horse was raised at Airdrie Stud, if that has anything to do with it. Cousin Brary raised her. And so we still have a lot of the same connection, so we're hoping it just keeps coming on through.
Well, not only did he raise her, he's by their stallion Instinct.
He's by their stallion.
You sold the mare.
And now he has the mare.
A surefire way to make sure that her babies run well when you sell them.
Absolutely. Whenever I can't duplicate it, and he has so much success at it. So yes, so we're all happy. It's all good.
Yeah. Larry, let's talk about how she fits in the race.
Well, we like her, and we know this race here is going to have more speed. And, if you saw in the Rachel Alexander, Sophie had a hard time getting her to settle that day. And because they was trying to kind of walk on the front end, and it was backing up, and so she was having to fight with her a little. The second race, Fairgrounds Oaks, she was able to go ahead and let her run a little bit, and so there was no conflict of interest. And this time here, there should be enough speed that we can come on out of there, and especially with the outside post, we should not be in a wrestling match with the filly. So Sophie will get her figured out. She's got her doing good now. She's got her settling. So we should be in a decent spot if we can keep from losing too much ground around at first turn.
Talk about
That's
Sophie
the only.
for a second. I'm sorry. Sophie and her assets for this horse and how she fits with her and vice versa.
Well, I think they just get along. So, this filly used to be very rank, and she was a little temperamental. And the very first time, that's one reason we went ahead and stretched her out. And Sophie had her hands full that day getting her settled, but each race she settled a little more and settled a little more. So, no, we feel good about it, and I think they have become a formidable team. They know each other. She worked well the other day. Most of my Oaks horses have worked extremely fast before the Oaks, and I told her to let her work fast. But when I saw the split she went in, and my first impulse was you was too slow, because all of my Oaks winners have worked in like 58 and change or 59. But when I saw the last 3/8 she come home in, it's like, okay. And I know Sophie wasn't trying to get her real rank early again. We don't want to get in that fight. So the first quarter mile, she had her run along fairly easy, and then she kept picking it up. And the filly finished well and galloped out well. So, we ought to be where we need to be, and I'll be well.
The history angle for her, the possibility of becoming the second woman to ever win.
I heard there was a woman that's won this thing once before. And so we're just going to try to see. We're going to try to follow in those same footsteps. And I told Sophie whenever she first started winning on this filly, I said, this is how Rosie got started. Believe you can. Carried her through the Oaks and won the Fairgrounds Oaks. And so Sophie's just coming right along, and hopefully she'll be the second woman to win the Kentucky Oaks.
Sophie, can we get your take on the draw?
Your impressions on the draw?
I'm quite happy where we're setting the gate. I think it helps with Serengeti on my outside, one horse that I'm used to, and of course Jaywalk in the middle with motion and motion. That helps to set the race up and put us in a good spot that I'll be able to watch from the outside of what's going on and be able to position Street Band in a nice place, in a nice spot. And I think, I can just play it by the break and put her in a nice position. She'll be able to settle well and travel well throughout the race, and by the time we hit the turn, we'll have it set up and enjoy the ride.
You've ridden her 5 times, and Larry just said you helped to settle her down. What did you do? What was about your connection with Street Band?
I think the key about Street Band and with any horse that you ride that's a little bit ranked, that some people tend to think that you need to tighten them up in the rein, and I'm not like that. I like to be able to give a horse's head and almost let them feel like there's, enjoying. You've got to let a horse enjoy themselves and not take the race out of them. So my mum was a big teacher at, you can't both be pulling. You've got to find that happy medium where they're taking a nice hold and you're taking a nice hold, but you're not in a fight with each other. So I've just grew up learning how to keep my hands very quiet, give a horse a head, and just let them enjoy themselves.
When you got on her, was she a little bit hard for you to figure out?
Not really. I mean, it just takes a couple of times. But like Larry in the morning, he likes his jockeys to come in and breeze all the horses. So, the few times I got on her before her races, we got to try and figure each other out. And then of course it comes to race day, then you got to see how each other are traveling. Luckily enough, I got to ride her when she was still going short, and then I got to ride her when we stretched out. So I've ridden her quite a few times going long. So by now we've got it right.
You get along great. How much confidence does this filly give you going into the Kentucky Oaks?
Well, she gives me a lot of confidence. Yes, she's a little bit fiery, but once she settles down and she settles into her work, I just love the way this filly travels for me. Once she puts her head down and starts stretching out across the ground, she's just a pure joy to be on, and she really does take you for a fantastic ride around.
Is Rosie Napravnik a hero of yours?
Oh, absolutely. Rosie did amazing things in her career. To be there, one of the top female riders, but to be not just a top female rider, but to be one of the top 10 in the whole nation of America and around the world. That's what's so impressive, that you have to remember we're all jockeys out there doing the same job, and we're all out there to win. And her career is just outstanding.